sorry for being late. I just had a sneezing attack and I had to go make some hot tea in my halls. And when I went in the kitchen to make the tea, I saw that it was 5 after. My alarm is not set on my phone. I don't know what happened. I apologize. So, how is everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to greet the fam, and you all know I love you. New subscribers, returning subscribers. I don't have any channel members here, but if you're catching the replay, yay, team replay. And what's going on with everybody this week? Victoria says I wasn't wearing my glasses when I put you on the TV. Thought the title was Can We Wait? And that ended up being it, Victoria. Can you please wait? I am so sorry. Shows you how well my mind is working these days. Did you see how I was reading yesterday? Oh, M to the G. Chris says can't wait for Orange Man to leave. I saw and I don't know who the person was, but I saw, when you go to the YouTube homepage and they have all of these little snippets of what's going on, this one person said 47 only has 4 more months to live. I don't know how reliable they are, but I saw it on the internet. Roberta, welcome in. Good to see you. Either question is Victoria gathered that, Chris, I was just going to answer sarcastically and say, wait for spring. It's taking its sweet time getting here. Wait a minute. It's 61 degrees. I went out to the UPS store. I was getting myself together to come in here and I heard the mail truck. I grabbed 2 more bags and went out and greeted my mail person and handed my package to them. I was only able to I'll tell on myself. I got a picture. I had a whole you all thought I was being dramatic when I said I had a production going on over here. I had a whole production. And this is the pile I have completed and labeled so far. Half of these went to the UPS store because I couldn't carry them all. So I have another trip to make to the UPS store on top of the other things that I still have to label and package. I'm not complaining. I'm just showing you. Sister girl been busy. So I have not really been into the soup because they keep contradicting themselves and I can't keep them straight. Everybody's talking to Roberta. She says we're in fall spring 2, but fall summer 1 or possibly winter light. This is our first spring and I still wait a minute, let me check. I still had snow in my yard this morning. Oh, the snow is gone. I still had snow this morning. I have to remember when I end this live to take the compost out because I'll probably actually be able to get to the compost bin. Roberta says, I'm okay, everyone. Thanks for asking. How's everyone? Aside from having a sneezing fit, I'm okay. Victoria said, oh no, it's 0 there, so definitely balmy, considering we're feeling like 31 Celsius below. Chiminati. Chris says, wait, I got my vote by mail for the general primary. Will it count or do I need to go vote? Here's what I know so far. So far, if you receive a vote by mail, you can do the vote by mail. I would suggest you either go to your voters registration page and go through the FAQs because isn't there's no need in going out if you don't have to go out. That's the one thing I've been watching. It's we don't have another vote until November, so I don't know what's going on over here. I know that 47 has sued 24 states because they won't hand over their voter registrations. I haven't been able to whittle down what's going on in Texas, but they said that that one lady that is always brandishing the uh, fire wand and the pistols. I'm sorry, the pew pews. Governor Abbott turned over the Texas voter registration, and she has become ineligible to vote. Now, I believe that was Tabitha who told me that. It was either I think it was Tabitha. Um, but I have not been able to confirm that, so I don't know how true that is. But yeah, 47 has uh, filed suit in 24 states. Wait a minute, did I get that far? Hold on, I don't remember. Oh, I got it. Hold on. I was gonna do this later after I greeted everybody, but since Chris brought it up, we're gonna do that now. Cause I really didn't know what everybody was gonna want to talk about. But yeah, I was trying to figure out what the hey is going on because I really don't know. So, and I have to put this in the close your eyes, uh, in the description. Oh wait a minute, I gotta make sure you all can see it, and you can't. At least I remembered to look. Good gosh. Okay, this is what we're working with so far here. I wish I could make it bigger. Wait a minute, can I do this? Hold on, everybody. I'm trying to make sure you can see it. Can I do this? That does not maximize. You lied to me. Anywho, it says Trump administration has sued more than 20 states for refusing to turn over voter files. And that's one of the things Pam Bondi said to Tim Walz in Minnesota, that they would take ICE away if he would turn over his voter registration, and he told them to go pound sand. Um, and Eileen O'Connor says that the Justice Department's attempt to collect sensitive voter information are part of a plan to interfere with elections. I've already written to my senators that I should not be around the voting places and the polling places. But since I live in a red state, I expect that to go as far as me being able to squeeze into a size 10. However, I did tell them. Um, so they're trying to undermine future elections, and it's in full swing, and they know they're going to lose. Uh, Governor, what the heck is that man's name? Moore in Maryland is putting forth a bill where they can redistrict in Maryland and get more Democratic seats. Victoria says, I'm holding my own, working on my knitting, shoulder feeling better till I get to the tail end of the week when it goes squirrely again. Okay. Um, so they've got the Justice Department working on this, and they said they want driver's license and partial Social Security numbers from at least 44 states and the District of Columbia. Most have refused to provide these records and have instead provided publicly available versions of their voter files. And since September, the DOJ has sued 24 of those jurisdictions for refusing to hand over their voters' sensitive information. And courts in California and Oregon have already rejected the DOJ's claims that it is entitled to the unredacted voters' files. The Brennan Center is using public reporting to track the DOJ's voter data requests and states' responses here. And there's a hyperlink there. And I will put this in the chat. So, yeah, we again are fighting uphill with no weapons. We've got some states fighting for us. I'm not expecting Missouri to fight for us, but I am going to go and vote, and I'm going to go early, and I'm going to get my little happy tail home, and I'm going to take my passport in case ICE wants to get squirrely. I mean, Doge has already been in the Social Security and everything else. They've already stolen all of our data. What the hey? Chris says, age sucks and our elders didn't warn us. But now I know why they sometimes just answered with a sly grin. Now you know. Sorry, I had to walk away for a minute. That's okay, Roberta. You do what you gotta do, girl. Life happens. Victoria says, that's okay, Roberta. I did a last minute potty break before she goes live. I had to do a last minute potty break before I went live. Roberta says, we are nighttime 29F, and today at 4 it's 62F. Oh, 62 sounds good. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Roberta's reminding everybody about the thumbs. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, you beat me to it. Done and shared. I appreciate that. So I don't know if I didn't get a chance to watch Monique Presley this morning, because she's the one that I shared last week, who's been giving all the little tips about protecting your voter rights. There were a couple of things that came through over the weekend that I put in the community tab. Now, I don't remember what it is, but I remember that I put it in on the community tab. Did she forget to hit the button? No, I forgot to set the alarm. And nobody buzzed me on Facebook and told me to get in here. That's okay. I made it. Pebbly Pooh, how you doing, sweetheart? Good to see you. And I did email you back, but I haven't been back to the computer to see if you answered me. Roberta says, I'm going to get my tea and sit in the back for my big hugs and all. Yeah, for a big hug. No, you're getting all the hugs, honey. You're getting all the hugs. You all know me too well. You know me too well. See, that was when I was in there making my tea, and I ran in here to tell you. I looked at the clock and I was like, oh, I'm late, and I ran in here to tell you all I was coming, and I went back to get my tea. And I have not seen DK Jen yet today. Guess what I found? Goldfish cinnamon rolls. Really? Oh my goodness. Hi, Susan. How you doing? Thank you for being here with us. How are things going out there in your world? Do you still have the Frozen crew out there, or have they left all together? Darcia, welcome in. Thank you for coming. How you doing? I'm not even going to look for it, because I would not be able to go through the door if I ate everything that I see that I think I might like. Victoria says, I was bad after my puzzle contest on Saturday. As a consolation prize for not winning, my friend and I went and got Cinnabon. You know, I've never had a Cinnabon. They put all that icing on it. I can't ever get anything pre-iced. Sam, welcome in. Good to see you. I am glad you made another one of the lives. How is everything out there? What's going on in everybody's part of the world? Oh, honey, I went out and came back in and started sneezing again. But it's so funny. When I got in the car, I said, "Ooh, it's nice out here. I might go when I go back. I might open the windows and get some fresh air." And then I was like, "If you open the windows, you're going to start sneezing." I didn't even have to open the windows, and I started sneezing. It's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But it'll be all right. I will finally get over this. I will finally get over it. Chris says, didn't know goldfish had a cinnamon roll flavor. Yay. You too. Roberta says, that was some doctor, but I think it's been 4 months or 4 years. I can't. I don't know, because I just saw it on the front page. 71? Oh, I'm glad it's not 71 here, or I wouldn't get the rest of this stuff bagged up because I'd be outside. You can't tell. Yeah, I'm glad it's no warmer. I'll stay in here and finish what I got to do. Susan saying hi to everybody. Pebble says, ooh, 51 here after 17 days of freezing. I know, I still had snow in my yard yesterday. Chris says, you're doing good with that shipping, VJ. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kim, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. How are things in West Virginia? Or are you on the Ohio side now? I can't keep track because you keep moving. How are things out there? I know 47 was sending the frozen crew to Ohio. Oh my gosh. Not the state. Oh, did that guy win? Oh, that one person that was running for the state senate in the ninth district won, but that's just the state senate. I wish it was the federal senate. I hope Jasmine gets it. I'm not real sure about Tallarico. I hope Jasmine gets it. But that's would only be two people. I have to scrounge up and see who else is blue. We need more blue because they're still fighting Greg Abbott, and Abbott is doing everything 47 tells him to do. But yeah, the District 9 uh, has a state, a Democratic senator now for the state. Oh, it's 50 degrees there. The snow is melting way too quickly. Oh, well, so you're going to have flooding again? I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. Pebble says, our tax dollars not for frivolous lawsuits. Amen. Amen. I I'm gonna keep writing them, and I'm gonna keep telling them it's not gonna do a whole heck of a lot of good since I'm in a red state, but I'm still going to tell them. Not that they care, but I'm gonna tell them anyway. Victoria says, had to break out my glasses to read the TV if we are doing the sharing stuff. Yeah, I wish there was a way. Cause see, if I make it, excuse me, if I maximize it in StreamYard, it covers up my tabs, and so I can't go back over to the tab to scroll, which is frustrating. So Al Green switched districts because of the gerrymandering, and it rebalances the seats, so all the trickery backfired. And see, I had heard that it didn't do him any good, but I was going to hold my breath and wait to see how the voting went because they still could have voted red and voted Al out. But everybody is so PO'd with the red. I hope that just keep telling everybody to vote blue. Vote blue, vote blue. And Darcia, you really need to get everybody to vote blue down there in Georgia. Especially since MTG is gone. We need a blue person in her seat. So far, we've done pretty good with the blues. The only one who's voted red was Tennessee. Yay, us. I saw that this morning. Oh, that's wonderful. I have not seen that yet. Okay, Chris says Illinois destroys record after the numbers verified. Destroys which records, Chris? Because you're a blue state. Please stay blue. I love Pritzker. Don't go, don't stay blue. Darcy is saying to Roberta, I didn't see it. I guess my mind is still in La La Land. I didn't see it either because I was focused. I was trying not to get distracted. So I finished what I'm doing over here. Susan says, they're still here. Didn't 47 and cronies change the way mailing dates are recognized? They were trying to. I don't know that they've been able to. Because they keep saying, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And a lot of that stuff has to be voted on. And he's trying to pass it through without the vote. So I don't know how much of that stuff has actually taken effect. Because like here in St. Louis County, we have our own election board. And our St. Louis County election board is responsible for how we do elections here. So I don't know what the state is going to do because I got to do whatever our board tells us we're going to do because they're the one who sends out our ballots and count our ballots and make sure that we're all legal. And I don't know how many others states and cities and whatnot have just county election boards. I'm not sure how the rest of the country works because, every state's a little bit different, which is what really makes this hard. And that's why I keep asking you all what's going on in your part of the world because I'm getting a handle on what's going on here, but you all have totally different things. And I still don't know why Pennsylvania is a colony instead of a state. Whatever Pennsylvania is. Bonnie, welcome in. It was 92 in Galena. No, it was not. When I got close to my house and went to 77. It wasn't 92 anywhere yesterday. That's a typo, Bonnie. Don't play with me. How you doing, sweetheart? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. And correct that typo, because I know it wasn't 92. Roberta says, Susan, it changes with the wind. My suggestion would check daily for now. Well, like Monique said, find out when your last day is to register in your particular part of the country. And on that very last day, go in and make sure that you are still registered. Because if they have, for whatever reason, taken you off the roll, you can still register that very last day. And when it ends, they can't take you off because it's the end. They can't make any more changes. So make sure that you check that very last day and make sure that you're still on the voter roll. Oh, I'm glad it's not 74 here, or I would be outside. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I personally don't like any voters info public or shared. It's how abusers can find us. I totally understand. I totally understand. And that's why when I find, stuff of mine on the internet, I go in and delete it. I leave up just bare minimum. So if people are doing genealogy and they're trying to find me, they can find me, but they don't get my address and phone number and all that stuff. They can just DM me and ask me, "Are we related? Do you descend from XYZ?" I just leave enough in there for family, and the rest of that stuff is like. Victoria said, I had a sneezing fit during a meditation group I was in the other day. Oh my God. That did not go over real well, did it, Victoria? Oh my gosh. That's horrible. Or scammers. Yeah, exactly. Sam says, I got the southern hemisphere under control. Strong work, Sam. Strong work. You keep up the good fight. Susan says goldfish strawberry shortcake grams. Goldfish strawberry. That sounds too freaking good. I'm not going to the store. That sounds too good. Because I would sit here and eat the whole box. That really sounds good. Chris says, oh my gosh. Chris says, yes, Susan, but my helper delivers, so postal delivery is not in charge. Okay. Kind of like an absentee ballot. Roberta says, oh, Susan, that's nice. I usually just skip over anything that says strawberry. I like strawberry. I like strawberry much better than raspberry. What's going on with Lying Ted? I don't know what they're doing with him because he's uh they've discounted him and said that he has no credibility. Anybody who would leave the state to go somewhere warm during an ice storm is not credible. Roberta says 45, 47 is like the boy who cried wolf. He's reverted to his younger days when he sued everyone. And I don't think that he should be allowed to sue the IRS because they leaked his income tax return. His niece Mary Trump released his income tax return. She went to the home base and found them and released them. IRS doesn't do that. And so, no, he should not be able to sue the IRS and get anything back from the IRS. And I think I've already written that letter as well. Because he sued somebody or other and got what, $2 million? Was it the DOJ or the FBI? You can't sue the government. Kim says, I live on the border of West Virginia and Ohio. It's been icy on both sides of the border. Ohio has been pushing back. West Virginia's governor is a putz and oh no. Ohio governor isn't much better, but he's not pleased. It's so bad that Shady left the country and went on vacation, and wherever across the pond he went, they booed him. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person. And now the House only has a 2-seat majority. I thought it was on a 1 seat. They got 2 seats? That's close though. So if they fill MTGs, who else is missing? But then you know what? We're gonna have to vote for everybody all over again in November. We found that out last week. I want all blue. I just want all blue. With the thought of it getting chilly in Springfield. Oh my gosh. But they've gotten rid of all the Haitians already, haven't they? Or have they been there yet? Kim, just be careful about that slippery. Yeah. Very careful. Chris says the sheet you actually vote with used to be destroyed once the numbers tally. Yeah, the sheets you vote with are destroyed, but you are on once you're registered, you're on that active roll because they send you out the little cards in the mail to tell you if you're registered and where your polling place is. So you're in the you're in the registration database. And once you voted, they destroy the cards, but they keep a database. And when you go in to look, you can see who you voted for in the past. Bonnie says, I got a picture. I got proof. Ask Chris K. I'm sending her a picture. Oh, it was? Oh, okay. You got a picture. You got proof. Okay. I just sent a picture to somebody in Galena. You send a picture. Let me find your page. Okay. 92. I can't believe it. Commonwealth. Thank you. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. You see, I had the CO part, and I knew colony was not right. I don't know why Pennsylvania and Virginia are commonwealths and not states. I don't understand it because we're supposed to have 50 states, but they're commonwealths. I don't get it. I did not learn that in school. Thank you, Miss Susan. Illinois has same-day registration. Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. Roberta says, I don't even have much info on Facebook. Everything's private. There you go. Bonnie posted, okay, on my crochet channel on Facebook. Thank you, ma'am. I've got 3 tiers of friends. I've got my friends that are relatives, and then I have friends, and then I have acquaintances. So people that I don't want to share a lot with, I just share it to my friends, and I click on don't share with acquaintances, because, some friends aren't really friends. It's just people you know. But I mean just with the general, put your name in Google and see what comes up search. Pebble says, if they have a DOB, and SSN, your address is there. Hmm. A lot of times it is, unless you move. Roberta loves the strawberry, but well, stay away from the strawberry then. Back away from the strawberries, Roberta. MTG and Nancy Mace, she's not gone yet, but talking about leaving. She's been talking about leaving for the last 3 months. So that's just attention seeking. I don't think she's going anywhere until November. She might not run for reelection, but I expect her to be here until November because she hasn't made any moves. She's just jaw flapping, as my grandmother used to say. They can't see who you voted for, just that you voted. Okay. Go to myvoterpage.com. Thank you, Darcia. Chris says, but Illinois doesn't require you to declare a party. That's handy. I may go back and change my registration to Republican just so they don't bother me about voting for a Democrat. If I'm registered as a Republican, they're going to let me vote. And I'll vote for a Democrat. But I think here you get a different ballot if you vote for the party. I don't know. I can't keep up. I really can't keep up. Um Everybody was upset about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl. So TP USA had their own halftime show with Kid Rock, but they and 47 had a Super Bowl party down at Mar-a-Lago with these great big screen TVs. Were they watching TP USA on the big screens down at Mar-a-Lago? Nope. They were watching Bad Bunny. And then everybody got on TV talking about how disgraceful it was because they didn't know what he was saying. Well, then you should have gone over to TP USA. Isn't that what you had it for? So they watched it anyway and still complained. Make that make sense. Bonnie says, isn't that some shady? Yes. It is. It is. It really is. And my governor would probably try to figure out a way to do it. Because he let them gerrymander in Kansas City. But they only got one seat. Roberta says, we have to declare for primary, but not the main one. Okay. Okay. Bonnie says, Bad Bunny killed it, and so many people are sending me nasty messages because I posted it. Well, they can kiss my you-know-what. Why would they send you a nasty message? You know what? There's always the block button. Yay. Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what's really funny? Everybody wants to trace their heritage back to the Mayflower, but everybody on the Mayflower was an immigrant. So if you've traced your family back to the Mayflower, you have traced your family back to immigration. How hypocritical is that? Bonnie says, because they can't believe I let my daughter watch Bad Bunny. He didn't do anything worse than what Michael Jackson used to do. I don't think it's necessary. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't care for it when Michael Jackson did it. But, you know, a man has to check to make sure that nobody's run off with it. I don't know where they think it's going to go. She's 23 and the other one's 41. I thought they were only 11 years apart. I didn't realize they were that far apart, or I had forgotten. Right. If she's 23, she's grown. All these songs that I used to walk around singing while years later I found out what they were saying. I was like, "Oh my God." I was just saying that this morning when they told me about what the song Electric Slide really meant. I was traumatized. I was like, it's just a dance song. And they're like, no, no, no. She's talking about, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So if it's got a nice beat and I can dance to it, I'm okay. I don't understand the words. I don't understand what it means. And don't tell me. Don't tell me what it means because I'll be so upset. And we were all, and I always listened to the radio versions of songs, so I didn't really get what was actually in the song. So, like that, my neck, my back, I happened to pull it up on the computer and get the real version of it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I was all messed up. They, you're right, Darcia. There's a lot of USA performers I don't understand. I don't know the lyrics. Like I said, if it's got a catchy beat and I can dance to it, I'm good. Because I don't ever understand the words. They're 18 years apart. Oh, my Lord. I did not realize they were that far apart. I had forgotten. Yeah, how are you supposed to stop a 23-year-old? Exactly. She's a grown woman. You have to tell Olivia that she's grounded and she has to go to her room. Oh my gosh. Darcia, we don't need to understand. It'll ruin it. It sure will. It sure will. Bonnie's, what's going on down there in your part of the state? Anything happening? Any new rulings going on down there? Have you seen the Frozen crew? I heard that the Frozen crew is here in St. Louis, but I have been blessed not to see them. Yeah, they haven't made it up this far yet. Yay! We haven't had any demonstrations here so far that I know of. Bonnie says nothing. Olivia wants me to go to a meeting because they're having something to do with ICE at 5:30. My daughter is crazy, but you got to go to work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if they're having a meeting at 5:30, you need to go so that you can get the inside information and you'll be better equipped to protect her. How dark is she? Could she get a blonde wig? Because I know she doesn't have an accent. Or get a light reddish wig or something. Or dye her hair. How, I don't think I've seen her. How dark is she? Darcia says, Bonnie, you are so right. Let the song and dance remain. Exactly. Exactly. Because, yeah, I think, because I've seen her, but I don't remember. I don't know, but they mess with her, and there's this mama gonna have a, oh, she's not that dark. But I worry for her and my friend. See if she'll lighten her hair. a strawberry blonde or something until we get these idiots out of the state. Cause I was thinking, I was like, I don't remember her being that dark. See if she'll lighten her hair or get a or or get a lighter colored wig so that they won't look at her and profile her. That's the problem right now. They're profiling people. And if she covers up her dark hair, she should be okay. Her friends, oh my God. You don't know? How dark are her friends? They may all have to get light wigs. But then, we've got a lot of dark African Americans that wear blonde wigs. I don't agree with it, but they do. That crazy Nicki Minaj is always running around in blonde wigs. So they could all get blonde wigs, and if they see Ice, just don't. If her friends have accents, just tell them don't say anything until they get away from the area. Right. Yeah. Cause I'm not one of those that I had real light red hair one time and it was almost blonde. And when I redid my hair, I made it a darker shade of red. But there are a lot of African American women who have blonde hair. So have them all get lighter shade wigs. And if they see the Frozen Crew, just tell them don't talk. If you got light hair, you don't say anything, they don't hear your accent, you're probably good. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. You can tell they're all Mexican because of their hair and their accents. Did you see the gold citizenship card Nikki brought turned out to be? Oh, yeah, that. They said that on day one. That gold card was not a citizenship card. She still has to go through the process and take the oath. So she spent all that money and sucked up to, as Christina calls him, Daddy Dumpy Pants, because she thought that would give her her papers. Mm-mm. That no, she still got to go through the process, but she can afford it. She can afford it, but no, she's not a citizen. She got played. Not really accents, but they're different than us. And you know what? They really could, if the Frozen Crew is not down there yet, they really could get together and start practicing like they're in acting class, and they can change their intonations so that they speak more of a flat Midwestern drawl or hillbilly slang or whatever the common slang is down there. Like they're an actress or an actor until it's safe for them to be themselves again. And I know it's an awful thing to ask people to pass, but if this keeps them safe and keeps them out of detention and keeps them out of the concentration camp, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. It's either pass or get locked up. And it's an awful thing. But and that's what really bothers me about this whole administration is the inhumanity of it. And nothing's good is going to come of them being snatched up. So they need to practice not sounding like themselves. I know it's horrible. I know it's horrible. But right now they got time. Because the Frozen crew is up here. They're going to start making their way down south. So they got time to practice. They got time to get used to a new hairstyle, a new wig style. This is awful. It was funny. This is awful. Right. Tell them to act like MAGA if they see the cold ones. Yeah. Best is get a wig and just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. If you see them, turn around and go the other way. I know you meant accent. Yeah. Have them practice sounding like the people down there, or practice sounding like you or Olivia. Gold card is not a green work card either. No, it's not. It's not. She was played. She was played. She thought that automatically got her citizenship because that's how he projected it. You give me $5 million and you get an automatic that you get a fast track to your citizenship. So she's got a fast track to her citizenship, but she doesn't have her citizenship. They're out of Chicago, aren't they? Because they've already been up there and tormented Pritzker. They aren't they out, Bonnie? The Frozen crew, I mean. Come to think of it, I got cousins up there too. And I was getting ready to say I'm sure they could tell them apart, but they don't even try anymore. And there's the answer as to why people have always passed. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. I've got some cousins that have passed. 'Cause they had blonde hair and blue eyes. I had brown hair and blue spots in my eyes. I'm darker now than I was when I was younger, but I've never been light enough to pass. Bonnie said, I don't know what's going on there. Okay. I'm not sure either because I haven't heard anything from Chicago about the Frozen crew. Last thing I heard was about the now was that Chicago? No, that was Minnesota. About the Somalis uh, being fraudsters and sending money back home. And yes, it was bad of them to uh, is it defraud? Anyway, to fraudulently bill the government for money that they weren't entitled to, but they were sending the money back home for, poor, starving, hungry people. It's not like giving $4 billion to Argentina and $2 billion to Venezuela or vice versa. Or how many millions of dollars he wants to send to Israel. Why are you giving a dictator money when you say we don't have money for medical insurance for the American people and it's supposed to be America first? To me, that is not America first. So I get to write another letter about all the billions going across the water, and then you say we don't have any money. We are both Snow White, and my son was always mistaken for Latino. But being Latino right now is not a good thing. Being Latino right now is not a good thing. Yeah. My mother was high yellow, and her grandmother, growing up, I always thought she was a full blooded Native American because she still dyed her hair black and she was in her 80s. And she would put them in two long pigtails that hung down just to her nipple line. I thought she was full blooded Native American. Doing my genealogy, I found out a whole lot of things about my family I didn't know. And then I found out quite a few things about the family that the government decided was true that was not necessarily true. I'm just saying. And what's really funny about my family, which makes it hard to do the genealogy, but in every generation, at least in the 1900s, there is a dark sibling and there is a light sibling. And you look at the siblings, and they don't look like they're in the same family or that they're from the same set of parents. And depending upon how the genes fall, it's hard to place people in the right family. I've gotten a kick out of it. I've gotten a kick out of it because I'm like, well, I would have said that you went to this part of the families, and why are you over here? It's been quite the education. Roberta says, that was my point, BJ. In this environment, he would have been another. Yes, Lord. Does he still look Latino? He may have to dye his hair too. Lord, this is ridiculous. You have that sibling issue? Uh-huh. In my generation, I was lighter. My brother was tall and dark. My kids, my son was lighter and my daughter was darker. So when my brother would go to pick them up from school, I said, be careful. Make sure your girlfriend doesn't, drive by the street, because my daughter looked like she was his daughter instead of my daughter, because she looked just like my brother. It was so funny. And then my mother was light complected and she was an only child, but my father was dark complected and he was an only child. I was like, okay, and but then the great grandmother that I said looked like a Native American, her son was light. My mother was light. I was light. I was darker than my mother, but I was light. And my son, when he was born, he was red. He outgrew the red at about 8 months, but he was red. Oh my good Lord. Oh, I am so sorry, Roberta. I did not know. Oh, that's horrible, honey. Hugs, baby girl. I am so sorry. I knew I had never heard you speak of him. I thought he was just on the other side of the continent. I am so sorry. That's horrible. Sam says there are sets of identical twins in which one is white with red hair and the other is black. Just crazy how DNA works. Um, Sam, usually when it happens like that, they're usually fraternal twins when one is black and one is white. And it is crazy when that happens because I thought once you got pregnant, that was it. Come to find out that you can get pregnant by a white man and be fooling around with somebody else, and then get pregnant by a black man and be gestating two different children by two different men at the same time. And I'm sitting there going, I'm sorry, how does that happen? I did not know that was thing. Because if you're an identical twin, it's one cell and it breaks apart. So you're really the same person. And sometimes you're a right-handed person and a left-handed person because depending upon how the cell breaks apart, but you're supposed to be identical. But yeah, the black and the white, yeah, that's Mama was busy. Ooh, honey, he's a big boy. Yeah, I saw him. I saw him. I'm like, Susan, I saw him and I thought about you the way I think about me. You carried him? Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. And he's darker. But I tell you, but your son and your son-in-law, they're so sweet. But yeah, no. Afghanistan, OMG, I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Roberta, hugs and smooches, baby girl. That's awful. That's awful. Oh, okay. Still, it is crazy. It really is because I did not know that was a thing. And I met a little boy I was at the bank making a deposit, and this lady walked up with this little boy. He looked like a little man, and he looked at me and grinned, and I said, "Hi." And he says, "Hi." And I'm like, "How come his voice is so dark, so deep?" And she says, "It's always been like that." I'm like, "Really?" She says, "He's a little different." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." She says, "No, no, no. He's fine, but he's just a little different because he wasn't born like most babies." And I'm like, "Oh, okay," because I'm trying not to pry, and you know me, I want to ask some questions here. I'm trying not to pry. I'm trying to be considerate. And she says, "Yeah, his mother is really having a hard time accepting him. So that's why I have him. I try to give her a break as much as I can." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." She, I said, "But he's too big for her to still be having postpartum depression." And she says, "No, she had a breakdown because she had had a hysterectomy and she thought she was really sick, and they told her that she was pregnant." And I said, "How is she pregnant without a uterus?" And she says, "Oh, he was just in her abdomen." And I'm like, "Huh?" And she says, "Yeah, the sac and everything was just in the abdomen, and they had to do a C-section to get him out." And I was like, "Say what?" I've been working in hospital for 25 years and I'm just hearing about this? You tell me you can have a baby without a uterus? Oh, the things that you don't want to know. They are they are fraternal identical or identical. No, you're either fraternal or you're identical. If you're fraternal, you have your own egg. If you're identical, you have one egg that has separated. So by all rights, you're the same person because you've got the same exact genes. But if you have one black and one white, you don't have the same genes. But you're related, and you're still sackmates. Oh my gosh. She says, like a cat. My mother is twins to my uncle, and everybody asks me if they're identical. I say yes. I say yes. That's funny, Bonnie. That's funny. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Sam's laughing at her body. Yes, like a cat. I know. I don't like. I'm sorry. What? And he's like, yeah, he was just in the abdomen, and she just went kind of crazy, and she really has a hard time dealing with him. And I'm like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Yeah. If I had not met that little person, I might have told that lady that she was lying. I'm still not sure. I might have to do some investigation on that. I never have because I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Bonnie, all I know is what the lady told me. I have never researched that. I might need to. Oh, wait a minute. Susan's laughing at me. I would have had many questions. I know. I was trying to be nice. Because I was like, but he said hi. I'm like, okay. Well, damn, I never, I hadn't either. I'm sitting there going, I've been working in a hospital for 25 years and I've never heard that before. Really? Because I've been told you need, your fallopian tubes, you need a uterus, everything needs to be contained, and you're telling me you can do that in the abdomen? Roberta says it can happen, but it's dangerous. Bonnie says, I know my grandmother was a twin. Her mother had to reset. My grandmother was a twin. Her mother had to reset. My grandmother had twins. Twins are big in my family. I know all about them. We had twins in our family until we got down to, excuse me, my second great grandparents. Then we've had singles. Yay. I wanted twins because I didn't want to keep having to get pregnant. Bonnie says, oh, and my grandmother's mother is a twin. There haven't been any in my generation. And twins are supposed to be every other generation, theoretically. They're supposed to skip a generation. Food time, I have to see if my family finished the eggplant parmesan. Okay, Susan, thank you. Oh, it's after 4 o'clock. It's time for us to get off of here. Thank you. Siri says no. Siri is a man. What does he know? Ask Alexa. Roberta says they usually terminate if it happens. Oh. Bonnie says that was her mother had 3 sets. Ooh, Lord. Roberta says, I've never heard of it going full term. I had never heard of it at all. Now, they might have terminated if she had known, but she didn't know she was pregnant, so she didn't go to the doctor. She just thought she was gaining weight. These people that are on this show, that are delivering babies, and they say, I did not know I was pregnant. How do you not know that you're pregnant when you got this baby doing cartwheels in your stomach and kicking you and putting their feet up in between your ribs? What do you think that is? I ain't never had any gas like that before. You know when there's somebody walking around on your gallbladder. I didn't know I was pregnant. What did you think that was? They say they skip, but my great-grandmother was a twin. She had 3 sets of twins. My grandmother had twins, and then nothing since. Three generations. Ooh, Bonnie. I went to eighth grade because we changed schools. I went to eighth grade with a set of triplets. Uh, Two were dark haired girls who could have been identical twins. The other girl was a blonde, so I'm like, oh, so you got identical twins and a fraternal. Interesting. Bye, Susan. Thank you. Roberta, you got a funny to take us out with? I'm going to have to set an alarm to let me know it's 4 o'clock so I don't keep holding you all up like this. I'm so sorry. But I want to thank everybody who has spent this last hour and 10 minutes with me. You could have spent it anywhere, but you chose to spend it with me, and I do not take it lightly. I love you all. Oh, I don't know what time we're going to have Whip It Wednesday tomorrow, or if we can have Whip It Wednesday, because Shorty gets out of school. Stupid school. Shorty gets out of school at 2 hours early. She'll be here at 1:30, which is not a problem. But she has to go back to school at 3 o'clock because she's got to cheer at a game. And I said, why don't they just let you stay at school? They want them to come home, and then they want the family to take them back up to the school at 3. So I can, I really don't want to have my live earlier than 3 because then I'll miss Sam. But if I have it after 3, then I run into Granny D, and then Rusty and her mother. Why is her name not coming to me? Rusty and her mother. So I don't know. We might. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. I don't know. Cause Sam, you're just getting up when I'm starting at 3, aren't you? Sam says, even first time around, you know what those movements are. Crazy that some say they don't, just denial. I know. I was like, how do you not know there's a little person in there? How do you not feel that foot when it gets up in between your ribs? I used to have to grab the foot and push it back down because it hurt. How do you not know? I don't understand. You have somebody tap dancing on your bladder. What do you think that is? Roberta says, I knew a person that had the fetus not be viable and the body reabsorbed it. It was there in the ultrasound and 2 weeks later, not there. Now, that's understandable, but that's not like delivering a full-term baby and say that you didn't know you were pregnant. I had one but forgot again. Old timers. I got that. Have a good week, Bonnie. Good to see you all. Mama G. Thank you, Darcia. It's like, I'm looking at her face. I know her daughter's Rusty. Why is her name? See, I got short timers. Thank you, Darcia. Sam says, yeah, okay. But I am usually awake all night, so whether you start earlier or late, I'll be there Monday. Okay. No, okay, thank you for Monday. How do you Thank you. Thank you. And how do you explain not having a period for 9 months? Even if you're irregular. Unless you just have a period all the way through. And I've known one person who did that, but I've only known one person that had a period through the whole pregnancy. Come on now. Make it make sense. I will I'll see. I'll see how many whips we have tomorrow. We might have to do our Whip It Wednesday in 2 parts. I can do, because I can take you all with me in the car. I just can't show any whips. Unless I have somebody else come up on panel and show the whips for me. They lied. And what about when you get kicked in the bladder? I can't tell you how many times I got kicked in the bladder and almost peed my pants. Bonnie says some people just don't know what the hell is going on and they probably don't want to. What? Yeah, okay. Sam's laughing. I have talked to you, Sam, because I ask a lot of you. I really do. I ask a lot of you. Darcy says, my mom didn't know she had a period for 7 months and it was regular. See, that was his, I knew one person that said she had her period, I think for 6 months. I, that's not my testimony. But then after the 7th month, she knew she was pregnant, didn't she? Or did she just think she was gaining weight? I don't understand. Or maybe it's just that I'm so short waisted, I couldn't help but to go straight out because there was no going up and down. My ex-husband used to call me his little condominium. I said, that's not nice. He says, well, you're a little bit bigger than a brick house. Maybe that's why he was my ex-husband. Sam, are you a vampire? You're up all night and you sleep all day? What's happening here? I know we're in the wrong hemisphere and you stay up to be with us. I'm so sorry. Bonnie says, Jehovah Witness just came to my door. Every year they come here. I thought they stopped doing that in the 80s. Oh, no, they come here. But they usually come on Saturday. This is not Saturday. They don't know what day of the week it is. Condo. Yeah, he used to call me his little condominium. Pretty much, VJ. I sleep better during the day. Oh, girl, you can't sleep over here during the day because everybody's out mowing their lawn. Everybody be safe. Have a nice night. I got bags to pack. Hugs. Well, the bags are packed, but I have to label them and get everything out to the different time. Oh, really? She thought she was gaining weight, then she got sick, went to doctor and really got sick, and my dad did she do that through all of her pregnancies or just that one? That's funny. Your dad got sick too. Bonnie says they might be Mormon. They said Jesus of the Latter-day Saint. Yeah, that's the Mormon, because Mormons are big here. Are they? We have a church here. I've only been up there a couple of times doing research. I don't know how big the community is here because I've never been to the service there. But yeah, we have a church here about 20 minutes west of me. I've only been out there once. I got to go again because they got records out there I need to get that they won't let me get from my county library. And I'm like, come on, y'all. Just that one, my two brothers behind me. Yeah, the Marines have a lot of shows here. They're all musical like Donnie and Marie. And their whole family is in their shows. Lots of family. Oh my gosh. Mormon, not Merlin. I read Mormon. I didn't even see Merlin. Oh, you mean the Mormons instead of the Marines? I thought you had stopped trying to talk to Ceres. You rehired Ceres? Girl, you hire him, then you fire him, and then you hire him back. That's like me and Nightbutt. Okay, everybody, stay safe. Love you. Bye-bye. And it wasn't Merlin, it was the Marines.